How do you do, fellow gamers? This is Almighty Goat, and this is 3 magic tricks to teach your deck, Naya. We're going to be covering red, white, green, all the fun stuff it does, and we're going to start off with some of my favorite stuff from my commander. So, here we go. And the commander that I run is Zacama, Primal Calamity. Zakama is very similar to one of my favorite commanders in the game, Shattergate. They both have 3 abilities that are very simple, very easy to utilize, and can be used to devastating effect if used properly. Also, when Zakama enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap all lands you control. So, in order for this to work, you need 10 mana to be produced off of lands you control. You also need Hellkite Charger. Hellkite Charger has, when it attacks, you may pay 7, which is 5 and 2 red. If you do untap all attacking creatures after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Great. We have Zacama, who just entered the battlefield and untapped our lands. We have 10 available mana on our lands that we can produce. And Hellkite Charger will allow us to get extra combats for 7. Well, we're going to go ahead and also put Bear Umbra on Hellkite Charger. Whenever this creature attacks, untap all lands you control. Perfect. We're going to attack with Hellkite Charger. It's going to untap all the lands we control with Bear Umbra. And in doing that, we'll have 10 open mana. We're then going to spend 7 of it on Hellkite Charger to get another combat phase. And then the other 3 we're going to spend on one of Zakama's various abilities. Either dealing 3 damage to target creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment, or gaining 3 life. And then when you're set for combat, we have all of our lands untapped, and we can do this an unlimited number of times. The only problem is that we could lose Hellkite Charger. Since we have to attack with it, it makes him very vulnerable to dying, of course. We have an equipment called Darksteel Plate, which will make the equipped creature indestructible. We can put that on Hellkite Charger to keep him safe. We also have Sandskin Armor, which prevents all combat damage dealt to and by the enchanted creature. Both of these will keep him pretty safe and keep you in unlimited combats and unlimited abilities off of Zakama. The second magic trick I want to teach your deck is one that I figured out a while ago, and I think is very, it's rude. There's no way around it, it's rude. It only involves 2 cards, Realm Razer and Oblivion Sower. Realm Razer, when he comes into play, remove all lands from the game. When Realm Razer leaves play, return the removed cards to play under their owner's control. For those who don't know, removed from play is exile. This is an older card, so it doesn't have that written on it properly, but the errated text says as such. Oblivion Sower. When you cast Oblivion Sower, target opponent exiles the top 4 cards of his or her library. Then, you may put any number of land cards that player owns from exile onto the battlefield under your control. So you can probably see where this is going. We're going to tap for 12, cast Realm Razer. We're going to remove all lands from play, put them all in exile. Then we're going to cast Oblivion Sower. We're going to pick our favorite opponent. One that hopefully matches the colors, or somewhat matches the colors that we're playing. Have them mill 4. And then we're going to put all of the lands that they have in exile into play under our control, including the ones that Realm Razer got rid of. Now this is already pretty rude, but if you want to repeat the effect, we can use something like Temur Sabertooth to bring the Oblivion Sower back to our hand, recast it, and target all of our opponents. Let's be completely fair, your opponents are not going to be happy with you. But, then again, this is Magic the Gathering. And this is Commander. The last magic trick I want to teach your deck involves Basri's Lieutenant. Vigilance protects your multicolored. When he enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, and whenever it or another creature you control dies, if it had a 1/1 counter on it, create a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance. Seems pretty strong. But how can we really make use of this creature? Well, Grumgully the Generous seems like a very obvious choice. each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Since Basri's Lieutenant's ability does not say that it's a human, only a white knight creature token with Vigilance, it counts, and Grumgully will put a 1/1 counter on it when it enters the battlefield. So now we just need some sacrifice outlet that does not cost any mana. Personally, I like Goblin Bombardment. Sacrifice a creature. Goblin Bombardment deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So, let's say we have Grumgully and Goblin Bombardment in play, along with a 2/2 token creature. We're going to cast Basri's Lieutenant and get a 1/1 counter on that creature from its first ability. We're then going to sacrifice it to Goblin Bombardment and deal 1 damage to target creature or player. Well, that is another creature we control dying, so the second ability on the Lieutenant will trigger and give us a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance, since that 2/2 had a 1/1 counter on it. Since that 2/2 entering the battlefield is not a human, but only a White Knight, Grumgully will put a 1/1 counter on it, and we now have an unlimited source of damage on our hands. Find your favorite sacrifice outlet and go nuts. I just like Goblin Bombardment. If you find that your opponent has, say, an immunity to non-combat damage from some various effects, you could also splash in Altar of the Brood, which will mill out all of your opponents, one at a time for each creature. And that's 3 magic tricks to teach your deck, Naya edition. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this video. If you like what you're seeing here, please leave a like, comment on the color combination you'd like to see in the next video, subscribe if you haven't already. I do live videos every Monday and Friday, Wednesday Magic the Gathering videos for Commander. I hope to see you there. Thanks. Bye-bye.